sprinting. Never have I seen Mr. Gray do anything. Mate, I saw him get his hands dirty.
So did I, mate. He was pumping. He was actually pumping an oil bottle, which blew me away.
Baden, what is going on? You must need another year off after that, after all that hard work you did, mate. That is phenomenal. All right, we are going camel toe racing.
Richard Curry, Kimberly Kennedy. He'll need some Indian hot curry to get on it here, because he needs to squirt one out.
It really does need to lay one down here, there's no doubt about that. That's what you need to do with camel towing, just lay them right out.
At the moment, the boat's sounding a lot better. He's certainly feeling like he's been a bit underpowered. He thought his jet unit bearing, something might have been binding, but hopefully this is where he needs to get this hairpin. He's been making a hash of it.
Oh, got it beautifully eased off, just rolled off that throttle nicely. Didn't just dump that accelerator and unsettle the boat.
Didn't lose all the water in the jet unit. Again, nice and, a little bit whip-woppy through the wish-wash. Mike's transport hairpin. Well, not really a hairpin, it's more of a chicane.
Yeah, lots of activity in the middle part of this track. So the girl talk, the camel towing, Richard Curry across the line, 56.019. 56.019.
Well, that's his
that
best
is what
time.
They're chasing now.
It's his best time of the day. He'll be pretty happy. He'll be very, very happy with that. So he certainly picked the right time of the day to get it down. He needed to survive. You must stay alive. And that's what he needed to do, was keep it going.
Yeah, look, and this is this time of the day, because from 9 we cut them down to 6. And look, you don't want to be the one spending the rest of the day on the trailer, but it is third time lucky. Coming out now, it is Andrew Craig and Scott Gooman. These guys from Belclutha, and they have been doing a wonderful job in their rookie season, really coming on board very nicely. Grab the inside on the right side of the exit of the PSP Island up the top part of the course. Now into this all-important split, the split at a 15.376.
Slightly down that split, just a touch on Richard Curry, who dropped one in a hurry. Here he goes. Andrew Craig is bringing it home. Scott waving furiously as he gets him down. We want to go down to the hairpin. Nice and wide. Hitting it at speed. Oh, got himself right out and touched up on the tyres.
Yeah, certainly touched those tyres up. Thought he was a makeup artist.
Oh, like that. Righto, back through the wish-wash. Around Mike's transport. Warehouse. Give him a look if you need some bits. Right up around Aramex, through the top of the track, and down he needs to bring it home.
Jeez, he's running it wide down there. There's not much water left out there. At a 57.814. Jeez, he's running wide up there at Aramex. Oh. And you're sitting there thinking there's not much more room to run before you start getting dragged onto those tyres.
Yeah, same problem at the hairpin, the deep end drainage hairpin. It's caught a few, and he just touched up on the tyres. So that's just that 1.5 seconds. So the two teams from the deep south are having a good old battle there. So Richard Curry pulls one off over Andrew at the moment, Craig. So this will be interesting to see where we go.
Now the outer limits machine, and Craig Shaw coming out for his run. And look, this guy has had a few moments around the course of the day. Seems to be settled down now. Finals time. Lay it down. Get one in. You need to get one in, because otherwise that's the end of the day. You're going to be on the trailer. Craig Shaw, Paul Collier, really working very, very hard to get it here.
Seasoned competitor, comes right through the split. 15-2, so there you go. They're all there or thereabouts on the split, so it's very tight there. These guys are very similar, same size engines. Little 406 Chevy, carbureted, cast iron, coming round to the top. This is the money. He get his Rogue Wave there. There he gets it. Beautiful out of the hairpin, misses the tyres.
Yeah, look, he's done that very well. I think Craig Shaw really doing a lot more than he's right in this run. Runs it out wide, as per the advice of a Leighton Shrek Manel.
Oh, he's coming home now. He's doing everything he can. He's very, very going to be very close to these other boys' time. But I think at the moment it looks like it's going to be, yeah, good way to get over the line. 56.9. So Richard Curry still holding on there. He just touched in there. So 56.019 from Richard Curry so far. Craig Shaw just coming with a 56.9, and Andrew Craig from the Deep South with a 57.8.
Yeah, look, and this is where we are going to find out if Carl Brensel, Jet Speed, as we said earlier, Jet Speed New Zealand designed manufacturing jet sprint boats and jet units over there in the US of A. So that's a big move for a little Kiwi company, and great stuff, and it's going to set some cats amongst the pigeons over in the US of A there, I would suggest.
Oh, look, I think the whole goal and aim is to maybe, we talked about this LS class, which we're going to see next after the Group B boys, but potentially maybe one day at the World Series we can get all these three countries aligned using similar sort of prototypes and boats and actually bring it through the World Series, which is a good, cheaper way of doing it. So.
Yeah, look, I'd agree, because that's a funny thing out of the countries, Australia, New Zealand and America, and of course we've got Canadians, they race in the American Series. All these just little differences of opinion of how the best way to set engine rules is. Let's hope that we can get that sorted out for the longevity and the future-proofing of this wonderful sport that we all love, because not only is it a great sport to be involved in, it's just such a cool spectator sport, as we all know.
Hey, just a bit of hot goss off the press there, KV. The rescue crew has actually found a bit of the Hiroshima Screamer, the Flying Dutchman, of course, Reuben Hot Steamer, floating out there in the water. So not sure what came off the boat, but now obviously that's why he slowed down on that six-shooter run.
Right, that'll make a lot of sense. Carl Brensel, Hamish Murray, and making their way to the starter. Oh, this is actually very tidy from Carl, and what he does is he runs deep around Spring Tech Boats Island and really lines it up in that transition. The split across the lines down.
Very, very similar, 15-2, so all of them are on there or thereabouts. So Richard Curry right there with his split. Let's see, Carl looking almost lethargic, but it's odd because it still looks fast.
Yeah, it's very deceiving, this run, and I really just got it bogged down, and you can't do that in this Group B category because it is a restricted engine capacity. That little bog down is very, very valuable.
Yeah, there's a whole second he dropped there. That's going to be the second he needed at the other end. It won't matter too much because we are in the top 9, but as we know, top 9 will go to 6. Here he comes, bringing it home. 57.258, so that was it, the hairpin that cost him, but he's still right there. He gets into P3 at the moment. The team from the Deep South, haven't we got a hell of a crew here from way down the south? It's
these guys from Belclutha and all these areas, and it's just amazing to see them travelling all the way up here for most of the season, because we still do have another meeting in Merry in February, one in Waitra in March, which you are taking care of. You're now back promoting up there.
Yeah, mate, we'll be at Waitra, will we all go, mate? The Neckie 500. Don't forget the Undie 500.
The Undie run. That's an absolute cracker, that is.
Brian FM will be the main naming right for that one. So
and Brian FM up here as well, and Dave Shed as well, and so we've got to meet Brian.
Oh, mate, he was in here earlier, but you were too busy yarning.
Oh, well, so nobody introduced me to the great man. I'm trying to get a gig in radio. Well, you guys just trying to bump me out of the gig.
Not a lot of talking on that. Okay. The Masterton Flyers left. 2 of them. Husband and wife. These guys are lovely, lovely people.
Yeah, Bryce and Kylie Barrett in the LJ hooker machine. And this boat, after fighting a pair of sunnies in the jet unit earlier in the day, have been able to get out and about and looking the goods. And so they're going to be certainly knocking well and truly on the door of the top step of the podium come finals time.
Split time they
are. Oh, no! That's it. That's over. Bag. And that is going to hurt like a headbutt to a Chinese ice cube.
Well, I can't say I've ever headbutted a Chinese ice cube. It would hurt. That was all go. I mean, we've got a few flames, but it's okay. There's no straight panic there. Certainly came into the, as I called it earlier, deep end drainage hairpin, and just have a look at that big bit of mud right at the front. It has just absolutely caught that. The nose dug in, flicked them onto the tyres, and over she goes.
Yeah, you can see the patch of grass just turned in way too early. Check it out on the live stream on the big screen there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get one more opportunity to have a look at that replay. And just got untidy down there, turned in way too early. There's like a metre too early. Let's hope that they are okay. Looks as though they're all right. The very, very big off there for Bryce and Kylie Barron. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the LJ Hooker team.
As I said earlier, 0.5 second they were up at the split. He was looking like they were going to throw down a blinder, but absolutely muffed.
Well, threw one out.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. It was looking like a blinding time. So at this stage, everyone wants to stay on the boat. Obviously, Bryce and Kylie are good, so they've got thumbs up. And here comes old Eric. He's finally gets the red one out.
Yeah, looking. The rescue crew, very, very well trained indeed. Just made sure that they slowed everything down for Bryce and Kylie. Are you guys okay? Check how the neck feels and all these types of things. Was Eric nearly T-boned him?
No, one of the rescue crew went diving in, and I think we'll call him Bob because he went in the water and ended up bobbing up and down.
So, look, very unfortunate end of the day, but that does mean it is the end of the day for Bryce and Kylie because we are in the sudden death finals. Bang, they won't proceed any further.
One of the hot favourites, so that was really, really surprised. I wouldn't have picked that earlier in the day, but good news is the boat's in one piece. There'll be a little bit of she'll buff out. It'll buff out.
Yeah, a bit of panel damage. Don't worry about that. And look, driver and navigator will be okay. They'll just have a quick check at the ambos. But look, our safety crew really very, very experienced at this. They'll give them a quick check over and say, right, we've got some first aiders in amongst all of our crew. So they always do a very, very good job. And you know, the fire staff, the specialist fire trained, and they do a lot of work, the safety crew, to make sure that in situations like this, that the driver and navigator are okay, and it is just a phenomenal way that we go about our sport here. Safety absolutely paramount. We all love to see exciting crashes. We just don't like to see exciting injuries.
Look at those roll cages and how they're designed, and the seats and everything that went in there. I mean, that was full impact. As you saw, the way it dug in, landed, and of course the harness systems, the neck braces, everything we got in place. So, the sport has really come a long way, and where it started with aluminium, basically a bull bar behind you.
And mate, remember back in the day, and one of our race directors here, Robbie McNabb, was here from the first day of jet sprinting, way back when, 30-odd years ago, and 40 years ago now.
40 years ago, yeah.
And, they were racing around in bench seats, and the navigators were leaning over the bows of boats and these types of things. So, that is probably the biggest boat I've ever seen on a jet sprint track there, Scruffy, brought to you by Belton Contracting.
Well, I'll tell you what, old Eric got that excited then. He gave it a bit of a squirt and give old mate hanging on to the boat a fresh coat of water as well. So he's clearly quite happy about getting his boat out there today.
Yeah, no, he loves it. And it's hanging, the jet unit's hanging out the back as we see Sam Gray and Mike Allen approach the starter for their top 9 run in this Group B category.
Well, we said about the team from Wairarapa. Now, there was a duel. There was 2 of them. Now we're down to 1 of them. And the Deep South at the moment are holding top dog spot. Sam, as he comes through, beautiful split time. He's 1 second better at the moment than Richard Curry.
That's a big back off, and that's coming up to that right-hander. Haven't seen Sam Gray do that today, so I wonder what the thinking is behind that.
Yeah, that was quite surprising to hear that motor change. This is where we saw Bryce and Kylie get it wrong.
Yeah, Sam Gray went a lot deeper, a lot wider, made it a lot easier for himself.
He's certainly using all the track. Round Aramex. Now he's nice and wide. Oh, a little bit of a jump.
Yeah, got the boat porpoising out of there.
Righto, round the back. One final sweep through Aramex, down that straight, and he's looking odds on like he's going to definitely be in P1. Great run from the Wairarapa. 54.387. 54.387. So
straight to the top.
Perfect.
And a big shout out to Kyle Patrick. But yeah, Sam Gray straight at the top. Richard Curry, Craig Shaw, Carl Brensel, Andrew Craig and Bryce Barron now spending the rest of the afternoon sitting on the trailer and ruining what might have been. And interesting, I've never headbutted a Chinese iceberg before. I don't know where that came from. I've got no idea what it means.
I was quite impressed when it came out. I